Hey, what's up, guys? Earlier, I was trying to get connected with you guys, and I kept getting notifications, and it dropped me off. So, with no further ado, I'm back, and then I want to share some things with you guys because I feel that it is important that I share with you guys, and I have a list that I have that I want to kind of go over with you guys with it, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing on my list is purpose. I believe that purpose is something that is instilled in you ever since you were born, and I believe that it's important that your purpose is something to not shy away from. It's important that you accept your purpose and use it for good. It's instilled in you. Don't shy away from it and accept it, and it'll take you places. The second one on the list is self confidence. Self confidence was something that I struggled with on camera only because with the camera on for me, it kind of took me through a whirlwind per se. That that camera, you know, have the lights on. It's kind of like that feeling where if you guys seen the Dave Chappelle show when he used to air out, they have skits where they'll be talking and doing something, and then out of the blue, this guy will come out and be like, yeah, it's like I felt like that when I would get on video because behind the scenes, me, I'm one of the most self confident persons, in my opinion, to get out there and put myself out there and do the things that most people won't do because they're too shy. But when that camera came on me, at times I used to just kind of get froze because I would look at myself and I would think about all the things that I've done that's helped others and things that I've accomplished, my failures and my wins, and then I would just get stuck and froze and just want to look at myself and just be like, I can't get this out. I can't give people the real me. I can't do it because I'm stuck and I'm looking at myself, and it's kind of weird. But at the same time, I got over that hump. But the most important is being consistent and working on your self confidence because you have the self confidence all the time. You've had it from the beginning, just like purpose. You've had it from the beginning. You show that self confidence to your family, your close friends. One thing I would like to say is that when you start to get into that point where you feel like your self confidence is starting to diminish, just think about all the times that you've made your family happy. You've done things that made them happy. You've said things that made them happy, and your close friends where your self confidence helped them get through something. Just remember that. All right. And the next thing is enthusiasm. Again, off off the camera, my enthusiasm is so high. The level of it is so high that I just crack myself up. I crack my family up. I motivate them in ways where they never thought they could do because they see me so enthusiastic about something. They feel like that they can even do it, even though it's something. It could have been something that they just physically couldn't do, like lifting weights or something, or doing something. Something that somebody that's just it's above their physical prowess or whatever, and just being enthusiastic about it in general, about what you do, goes a very, 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 very long way. Next one is expertise. I was thinking about some of the ways where expertise is what it is that you have that makes you an expert. Think about this: when you're at home with your friends and family, and there's something specific that they ask you, or there's something that in the family that you know that this person can do this person can do that. You don't think none of it because you just, it's just instilled in you, like purpose and self confidence. It's something that you've done all your life and never thought about it. Well, I'm telling you, folks, that's your expertise. You're expert at it. So whatever it is that you do for your friends, your family, that they call upon, that's your expertise of it. If I even said that right, but you're an expert at whatever that is that your friends and family come to you about. So remember that. All right, next up is preparation. So one example I can give you that a mentor of mine has given a lot of people is the example would be is like when you're preparing for something, think about when you go from kindergarten to the first grade. Well, in kindergarten, you're preparing for the first grade, and so on and so forth. First, second, third. You prepare for the grade before to when you advance to the next grade, and that's how we got to look at it in life, in our stages of life. So there's a particular rapper that I like, and he says he prepares for the worst, but he hopes for the good. So it's important that you prepare for whatever it is that you're doing or that you want to do and that you want to accomplish. Prepare for it. Like you want to pass your exam that you have. Well, you have to prepare for it by studying, doing the things that you need to do so you can actually pass your exam and, maybe ace it. The more you study for that exam, the better you're going to get. So preparation. And one thing I want to kind of add a caveat as far as preparation. So although I did not play in the NFL, I played professionally football. I played professional arena, and I played minor league football as well. What I would do pretty much every day to prepare for the big dance per se, what I would do is just about every day is lift weights, run. That's conditioning, practice, and after that, I would even do even extra, do extra things to improve upon what I felt that I didn't do very well in practice, or I didn't do very well when I conditioned. I didn't do very well when I was lifting weights. I would do extra for preparation. I would keep preparing myself. And then on top of that, I would prepare myself mentally. I think about the opponent. I think about the individuals on the team. I look at their strengths. I look at their weaknesses, and I studied it and I looked at it as it was my sole purpose to prepare for that particular game, so I win. And in turns, when I win, we win, per se. That's how I looked at it. And the team, especially the minor league team, minor league I played on, I got 5 championship rings, and I say it confidently that we got them because I prepared to do my part so we can win. Next up is resilience, self resilience, or maybe if I don't even know if I even said that right. I think it's reliance. Yeah, reliance. Yeah. So when you essentially rely on yourself for a lot of things. But when you get into businesses, to a business, or you get into something that you're not familiar with, some people will start to rely on others to help them get to where they need to be. Well, what I'm looking at, and I'm wanting you guys to understand, it's important that you rely on yourself by using preparation, expertise, enthusiasm, self confidence, purpose. Rely on yourself to get the job done. Rely on yourself first, and then everything else will come into play later. All right, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about kind of what Jordan said, Michael Jordan said about self-reliance. He was talking about something in one of his, I believe it was in his Hall of Fame inductee speeches. He said one of his coaches was never satisfied with him and pushed him to always to be the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. And I believe he told him something like, Michael, there's no I in team. And I believe he responded back to his coaches. He goes, but it is in win. And that was like kind of stunned me, but it didn't really stun me because technically, yes, he did whatever he needed to do to win the game, whether it was him winning the game himself or his team and him winning the game. Whatever he did, he strived to win every single game that he played. And if it meant that he had to take over the game to win it, then so be it, as long as they won it. And that's kind of a good thing because self reliance is important for you to depend on yourself first. Use whatever skills that you have, whether it's small or big. Use your skills first to help yourself improve, and eventually what's going to happen is it's going to, you'll be able to help others with it, and you can learn from it and you can build on it. Next up is image. That one was one of those things where when we talked about image, I thought to myself, your image can mean kind of a two-part. I believe it's important that as far as your image on the physical standpoint, if you're going to a conference or you're going to an interview, your image needs to be up to par. But at the same time, your image is who you are. Your image is your self-reliance, your preparation, your expertise, your enthusiasm, self-confidence, your purpose. That's your image, in my opinion. And your image reflects on who you are. And I like to say is don't hide your image. Be you. Your image is you. And they're going to see you for who you are, whether you like it or not. But at the same time, by having your self-confidence and having your purpose and having your preparation and having your enthusiasm, and purpose and those characteristics that you know you already have, your image will follow, and your image will help, or I should say, your image will be your image. And don't worry about your image. Just rely on yourself and follow through with those characteristics that's gonna that's gonna help you with your image. Next one is character. Um, for a lot of people, your character is important because you can have the type of character that's negative, or you can have the type of character that's positive. I believe that with character, it defines you, and it's important that your character that you have instilled in you is held to a high level, a high standard, and your values, things like that, and your what you carry, and your level of respect to and from others. So that one was kind of a doozy, but just remember your character is important to you, and make sure you nurture it. Make sure you nurture it. All right, what's the other one? Next one up is discipline, self-discipline. I was thinking about that one. Self-discipline is something that hard. It's hard. We all struggle with that. But what I would like to say is take self-discipline one day at a time. Um, Whatever you do and you decide to do, whether it's a business or a hobby, or personal, something personal. Whatever you do, just try to use self discipline. For example, you're trying to save up money for a brand new car, and it's gonna have to be a form of discipline for you to get to it. You have to, instead of going out to the club, instead of going and buying that extra uh, 2, 3 coffees for the day, or for the week, you maybe cut back so you can use that money to save. And I think my line's about to dissipate here, but let me